guys, it's Emma, and I am back today for you guys with another video. And today we are talking about The Book of M by Peng Shepherd. I've been waiting to talk about this book because it is just so good. The Book of M is set in our world, only in an apocalyptic time where people have started to lose their shadows, and in tandem, their memories, because apparently your memories are stored in your shadow. And so we follow Ori and his wife Max and a few other people in basically their struggle to try and find a cure or just a way to survive in this world, because as people lose their shadows, again, they forget how to do certain stuff. They can forget that you need to eat. They can forget how to blink. They can forget that fire is hot. And in doing so, in losing their memories and their shadows, they gain a certain type of power. They gain the power to misremember stuff, which is a whole nother ball game. Because at the beginning of this book, Ori, one of our main characters, is out hunting and he sees a deer, and he thinks it has antlers when really it has a pair of wings. So somebody somewhere has forgotten that deer don't have wings instead of antlers. So it's jarring, it is surreal. I got vibes from Escape from New York with Kurt Russell. I got vibes from The Walking Dead. I got vibes from The Last of Us. It's a type of apocalyptic story that you don't hear about as much. This is something totally non-discriminatory. People lose their shadows when they're old, when they're young, if they're black, white, Asian, doesn't matter. If you lose your shadow, you are bound to lose your memories. Now, the characters in here, I adored every single one. They're so complex. You get a backstory for almost every single one, and even if you don't get a full backstory for them, you get enough of their personality almost to where it makes up for it. And the characters that we meet are obviously Ori, or Orlando, and his wife Max. Max loses her shadow. So Ori's whole thing is he is trying to find a cure for Max because he loves her with all of his heart. And then two minor characters that we meet are Emmanuel and Paul, and let me just say, I'm not going to spoil anything, but if you have read the Book of M and you enjoyed it as much as I did, Emmanuel and Paul, enough said. And then you meet Ursula and her gang of people that have forgotten, and they're trying to make it to the South, where it's alleged that the South has found, that somewhere in the South people have found a cure. So Ursula and her gang of shadowless, as they call them, are trying to make it down to Louisiana as fast as they can before they forget where they're going. The plot lines, there were so many plot lines in this book that you'd think you'd get confused, but they all wrap together so amazingly. First of all, you've got the religious zealots that pop up that worship the shadowless. You've got a militaristic style group that Ori joins, and you find another one of our characters who we get perspectives from. And then you've got Max and Ursula's gang, just regular shadowless who are kind of like refugees, because, I mean, they're honestly just running from everything because they don't remember who's good and who's bad. And then you've got the group trying to find a cure. So you've got all of these different groups. They're all trying to do their own thing, when in reality, they're really trying to get to one place, and that is New Orleans, Louisiana, where a cure has been rumored to have been made. This book strings you along, and it doesn't do it frustratingly, but it makes you put puzzle pieces together, because throughout all of these plot lines, you find out how it started and the first person who lost their shadow, why they lost their shadow. Basically trying to find out how it started and how we can possibly fix it. We figure out, how we got to where we start off in the book and how it can possibly get any better. So when I tell you it's literal puzzle pieces, you'll be left gripping the edge of your seat just to find out the next piece of information, the next clue to finding out what caused this phenomena. You will be anxious to get the next piece of information that we need. Now, the ending. The ending, like I said before, I'm not going to spoil anybody. I'm just going to talk about why I love the ending. I've talked to a couple of people who have read the Book of M and have felt differently than myself about the ending. The ending of the Book of M is very morally gray. Some could see it as mercifully justified, while others could see it as horribly, horribly wrong. And it's never really talked about how you're supposed to feel, and it's never fixed, really. It's worked around, but it's never fixed. And the tone of it is honestly bittersweet. And myself, I give major props to Peng for being able to end her book bittersweetly, because this book, it's talking about an apocalyptic version of our own world where people, your loved ones, are forgetting themselves, how to take care of themselves. You've got mothers forgetting the names of their children. You've got parents who are forgetting they even had children. This book plays on, I feel like, the fear in everybody of forgetfulness, of being forgotten. Being a book that plays with that theme, you can't end it sugarcoatingly. You just can't, because it's such a dark theme. So the fact that Peng used such a morally gray and bittersweet ending, sure, I was upset by it, but I loved it. I loved it because it fit the story. Like I previously said, this book definitely plays on the fear of forgetfulness, of being forgotten, that even if you don't necessarily have a phobia of that, I feel like everybody has a little bit of anxiety of being forgotten. Many celebrities, many famous people, many famous authors and artists have been lost over time because they just haven't done anything memorable. And I know that a lot of people today, especially up-and-coming stars, up-and-coming writers, up-and-coming artists, anything of the sort to where you would get any sort of recognition, even if you're just being recognized in your day-to-day life, to lose that, to lose even one person that you'd go up to them one day and say, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And then they just look at you like, "Who are you? Like, do I know you?" Or they would hear your name and be like, "Who? Do I know them?" Like, I don't know. To be isolated in such a way where you're in a group of people, but none of them know you or remember you. It's isolation on a whole nother level. I feel like this book really toys with that idea and utilizes it to the fullest sense of the word genius. I gave the Book of M by Peng 5 stars. It is a new favorite of mine, if I have to be completely honest with you. It made me not ready to read any other books before I had fully digested what the Book of M gave me. And it gave me a full sense of, don't take memories for granted. because you never know when they could, in our case, slip away, or in the Book of M's case, go away like that. So that is my review for the Book of M. I'll leave my Goodreads review down in the description. And in light of, everything that's happening now, I honestly hope that this video can serve as maybe a comfort or a source of relaxation, at least for a few minutes. In the circumstances of everything that's going on with the coronavirus, all I have to say is, everybody, please stay safe, stay indoors unless absolutely dire, but please stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and overall, have a good day. Bye.